Now there's one more thing I want to show you how to do with this pivot table that we created for this exercise. Right now, it's a little difficult to look at these numbers here in the pivot table and see what the pattern is. The analysis told us that there's a relationship, a non-random relationship apparently, between the type of ad and whether or not the ad includes a fear appeal. But it's a little difficult to see what the relationship is when you're looking at just these raw counts. What we really need here are percentages, so we can tell what percent of the image ads included a fear appeal, and compare that with the percentage of the issue ads that included a fear appeal. That gets a little bit easier to understand. Now, the easiest way to do this, if you have the data in a pivot table, is to come down here to the sum values box, and you have this label down here called count of fears. See that? We're just telling Excel to provide the raw counts in these 4 cells right here. But what we want are percentages, so to tell Excel to give us percentages instead of counts, here's how you do it. I'm going to magnify this so you can see it a little better as I do it. Next to the count of fear label down there, you'll see a little down pointing triangle. Click on that. All right. And when you do that, you'll see this value field settings area right here. Okay. Click on that. Okay. And when you do that, up comes this dialog box here. Let me get rid of the magnification here. All right. And you have 2 tabs up here, Summarize Values By and Show Values As. What you need is the Show Values As tab. Click on that. All right. And up here you have a drop-down box. The default entry is No Calculation. Choose the down arrow over here to the right and scroll down until you see percent of column total right there. Okay, percent of column total. That's the one you want. Whoops. Let me do that again. All right. Now, if you set up the pivot table correctly, putting the cause in the columns box, the result in the rows box, this will work just wonderfully. If you set the table up incorrectly, you're going to confuse yourself. So be sure that you've gotten the cause in the columns box and the result in the rows box. All right. So once I've highlighted that, I need to just click OK. And watch what happens up here in the pivot table when I do. Okay, the counts that are there right now change to percentages. All right, and you can change them back to counts if you want by just reversing the procedure I just showed you. But now you have a big advantage. Now you can see what the pattern is. You can compare the percentage of image ads that did not contain a fear appeal with the percentage of issue ads that did not contain a fear appeal, and the percentage of image ads that did contain a fear appeal with the percentage of issue ads that contained a fear appeal. And probably the easiest way to interpret this particular pivot table is to compare these 2 values here. We could say that 26% of the issue ads contained a fear appeal, compared with only 13%, actually 14% if you round up, 14% of the image ads. So issue ads are more likely to contain a fear appeal than image ads. And they're not just more likely, they're significantly more likely, meaning that this difference between 14% and 26% is too big to have been produced by some random process. There must be something systematic going on here that makes issue ads more likely to include fear appeals than image ads. So that's a quick way to add percentages to your pivot table and correctly interpret the pattern that the pivot table is showing you.